Good morning, good morning, good morning. There we go. Can we hear it? We got it now. Woo, we need some coffee for this one this morning. I wanted to tell you you're not normal, so don't worry about it. We will forgive you for not being normal. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yep, there we go. So I wanted to talk about a couple important things this morning. Let me get this down here so I can see y'all. But Americans are at it again. Oh my goodness gracious sakes almighty. So Americans are stockpiling toilet paper again, folks. Canned goods and bottled water again. Almost 5 years later, 5 years, and we're still in the same BS. So there's two scenarios that are happening right now that are interconnected. In the 2020, panic shoppers rushed, all the supermarkets to buy toilet paper. Did you get Charmin or did you get Angel Soft? What did you get? Lord help us all. Because here we go again. And I think that this time it's, we were, during the pandemic, we didn't know how bad it was going to get or what was going to happen. And so it just happened and it drove up the prices. But this time, there's no global pandemic. But there's a reason why shoppers are stockpiling up toilet paper, water, canned food again. And honestly, copycat, this is Coffee with OTWP. Honestly, I think there may be a reason why we're doing it, why people need to do it. And I'm not saying that it's the only solution. People are really worried about old Trumpy Trump coming in. And all of us here in America, we probably should be a little bit. What people don't realize that in January, when the inauguration happens, one of the first, just less than a month away, that many people are very concerned about the first thing that he's going to address. Economists and politicians have warned that Trump's plan is going to raise the prices on goods instead of lowering them. And I think that with these, Donald Trump wants to do I've said this before and I'll say it again, is that I hope that the pilot gives us a smooth sailing through 2025 and into the next 4 years. I do. Because we're not going to get on a plane and all yell, let the plane go down. I mean, that's not common sense, right? We want the pilot to fly it steady and to do good things for this country, which we all know we need it so bad that it's one of those things where we're in a very turbulent situation right now in the United States with everything that's happening. But Donald Trump's across the board tariffs are like adding a tax on top of everything. Hello, Susan. Okay, let me add you as a mod, Susan. You drop your link, okay? Let me see if I can. Oh, I can't do it on there. I'm sorry. I'll add you as a mod. I'm sorry. But it's like adding a national sales tax on every imported good we get. And who pays for that? The American people. Hardworking families are going to pay for it. And Elizabeth Warren in November explained this whole situation. And many Trump supporters thought these policies were really going to improve the economy, bring down inflation for the United States. But tariffs don't work like that. And that's what we all have to realize is tariffs do not work like that. And the things that we get from China, Mexico, and Canada are already expensive. And the end game is that if we get tariffs across the board for these three major suppliers of the United States, we are going to, who's going to be flipping the bill? Save on TP and install a bidet. And I agree with you. Hey, Angie, there's a lot of people that don't use toilet paper around the world. The United States is one of them that does. but it can be done without toilet paper. You can go get some pine needles and try that on your ass. Just saying. But CNN reported it featured Herschel Wilson from Tacoma, Washington, who said that they've been stockpiling pretty much everything ever since Trump won the election. This guy said that you like that, Melissa? I mean, you can use pine needles for a lot of things like coffee and tea, right? Pine needle tea is really tasty. But it's not that the supermarkets are going to run out of the products, but everything's going to be more expensive. I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to groceries, and also the big thing here for me is sewer. Can you believe this? Living out there in the forest for 4 years, I never paid for sewer. I mean, it went out the house and went over into the field and dumped in a hole, right? But my sewer costs more than my water and my trash. And so, like, it doesn't matter how much water I run, my bill's the same. It doesn't matter how much trash I use, which there's a dumpster everywhere, it's the same. But the sewer is like $70 a month for me and Trooper. And Trooper doesn't use the toilet or the shower. So needless to say, I see a little bit of an issue with that. But everything's going to be more expensive. And stockpiling, what people don't realize too, when you stockpile stuff, is that it's not going to hurt the grocery stores. It's not going to hurt the economy. It's going to hurt your wallet. Because the demand by consumers is what's going to drive up the price. And that's exactly what happened during the pandemic. It wasn't, they said we ran out of toilet paper. I don't know if y'all believe that. I don't believe that. But I haven't bought toilet paper since I came back from the Philippines. I learned something in the Philippines. A good wash on the ass is better than toilet paper. So, and most countries don't use toilet paper, believe it or not. They use the old bidet style. And I don't know about the pine needles. It might be rough on the tushy tush, but I mean, like, seriously, folks, we are facing this turning point in the United States where it's to the point that it's kind of crazy. It is really crazy. And hold on, we're gonna have smell-o-vision. Hold on. Okay, smell-o-vision. Oh, do y'all smell me? Anyway, I know Copycat, you asked why I changed my name from Off the Wall Prepper to OTWP. Because everybody freaking calls me OTWP. Devil Dog, what in the hell? It's to force the companies back to the U.S. But will it work is the question. I didn't even see you sneak in. What's up, man? Will it work? I don't think it's going to work. I don't think so, Devil Dog. I think that what we're going to see is an escalation in price and an escalation in demand, and consumers are going to pay for it once again, just like we did in 2019 when they shut down our schools, our small businesses. And what is it going to do? It's going to drive some more small businesses out of business. I mean, that's the reality of it. See, I'm going solar everything. You can see the solar light behind me. I got solar lights in the kitchen, the same I did in the cabin. I still live within my means, and I think that people need to face the reality is that, one, our banking industry is so shaky and so fragile, and as they dump all the treasury bonds in, which I've been talking about for like 6-7 months, is when, hey, Ben's Over Acres, as they dump all these treasury bonds back into the United States and bricks and lines, we are going to be, as we used to say in the Navy, screwed, blued, and tattooed. And we won't be able to afford the tattoo, so just screwed and blued. Okay, that's how it's going to be. I don't know, Copycat, about that either, because, I have mixed feelings about everybody that's getting put in office. We hope, like I said before, we hope and we pray that shit will come together in the United States again. But I think this tariff thing is huge. If Trump actually gets it to go through, Americans may look back on 2024 prices with nostalgia, with, with this thing that I don't think that it's going to be great for any of us. And then also in 2025, we have some serious food shortages coming at us. The American food supply is one of the most abundant and diverse on the whole earth. But the system has a lot of challenges. And even with the large economy, and I hope that we need a better program for kids. We need a better program for schools. We know what happened during the Obama era. Lunches and things like that in public schools went down the toilet. Nutrition-wise, they fell apart. Yeah. And Ben's over Acres, I agree that, forget the toilet paper. Go look at Europe. Go look at Asia. Go look at the Philippines. Go look at these countries where they don't use TP. I mean, honestly, shake it off. That's what I got to say, shake it off. But I think that the food supply, they're talking about all these food issues that we could have. And I think there's a lot of things happening. We have the bird flu back, and that is huge all over the country. We know what happened the first time. Are they going to go in again and wipe out flocks and flocks of chickens? Chicken to me and growing up was like it was for my family, it was 6 kids and my parents, it was easy, right? Spray it off or shake it off. Exactly. Forget the toilet paper. Americans don't realize that we can live without toilet paper, but we can't live without water, and we can't live without food, and we can't live without clean air. Those 3 things are more important than freaking toilet paper. So forget the Charmin, forget the Angel Soft, because the prices are going to go up more and more. But, back to the chicken thing, I think that, growing up, and many of you may have felt the same way, is that chicken was providing us eggs, providing us poultry, and that has been under attack for whatever reason, man-made or economical or whatever, since 2019. So with the bird flu coming back, are we going to see? And Melissa, I know that your birds are healthy. And a lot of people have said this before, that, that lady that had that huge chicken poultry plant and farm, and they came in and found one chicken in one building, and they wiped them all out. They wiped her out. So are we going to have the same freaking situation again? And it's like perfect programming, right? Perfect programming. When Trump came in last time, it was the pandemic. This time, they're talking about the tariffs. We got the drones, but I don't even want to talk about the drone bullshit. I think that this country is on the teetering point of becoming a third world country and getting taken down. We would see dead birds in nature, but we don't. Where I live, I don't think anyone will show up. I hope not, Melissa. I hope not. And it wasn't Devil Dog, but what I'm saying, is this the perfect freaking setup again? Think about this. 2019, we had the pandemic. Now here we are going into 2025. He got back in office. But how many are against him? How many are against him? How many assassination attempts has there been on his life? 3, 4? We have to step back from the picture and look at this in a whole, look back at what happened and look forward what's coming at us and decide where we stand. Yeah. You're right, copycat. And I agree with you. You can go buy junk food though. You can go buy junk food, copycat, day in and day out for little of nothing. You know, go buy your kid a freaking Lunchable that's bio. You can go buy a freaking bioengineered pizza. You can go buy a pot pie. But even the businesses that are supplying that cheap ass food that has no nutritional value are raising their prices. And the thing that's really happening, and I believe that my grandfather, who's been gone since I was 13 years old, I believe that he was right. That he said the way to do things is to smash the middle class in the United States. And once they accomplish that, we would have the filthy rich and the poor, just like in many countries that are third world. And I'll tell you what, folks, being with a Filipina, I see day in and day out the struggles of the Philippines. And it's not happening just in the Philippines, it's happening all around the world. You know, I love the Philippines because they have their priorities right. God, family, then whatever the hell else lies in there. But God and family first. And family unit is the most important thing that we can have. Yeah, socialism at its best, Devil Dog. And congratulations, I was in your live for a minute, but my schedule is hectic and in a good way, right? I really feel that with everything that's happening, we have to be on point, not just as preppers, right? But as people. As people. I don't care if you're old, I don't care if you're overweight, I don't care if you have a health ailment, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we keep doing the steps because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or next week or next year. And that's really why prepping is so important. Yeah, and you're right, Melissa. That's one reason that when I go on the trip, coming up soon, if you look at the live streams, I already have them posted. I'll be live streaming from Tokyo during my layover there, which is only a couple hours, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to show you the Tokyo airport. I'll be live streaming from Cebu by myself once I hit the Philippines, and then I'll be almost home to 10. And to me, it's home. Wherever she's at is home. We're finishing up our paperwork, and then hopefully she'll be here in 2025. We've been doing paperwork, but the travel visa is like way out there. Yeah, and see, that's the thing why we prep, Tien. I'll tell you what, that's one thing I learned while I was in the Philippines is that in the morning you get up, you cook. She cooks propane, but you get up and she would be like, Kim, go take a shower because they'll probably turn off the water. And then lo and behold, every day I was there, no shit. I don't think there was one day that we went a full 24 hours without the water or the electric being turned off. Who's turning it off? You know, and now with the technology in the United States, all these smart meters, how hard is it to flip off a whole sector of electric or water? It's not. And I think that that'll be something that occurs in the United States in time. We've had rolling blackouts, but I think that it'll happen more. What's up, nobody? Yeah. Oh, Devil Dog. Dude, I agree with you so much on that statement. I mean, I've said it for 4 years while being on YouTube, is that we have the Republicans and the Democrats, and they're hooked to the same body, and they're not here for the benefit of the people. But just like, it was very interesting, a terminology that Tin said to me that I was like, what? She said, if you were a beneficiary of the government. And I said, a beneficiary of the government. And in the Philippines, if you're a beneficiary of the government, it doesn't mean you're on welfare. People look down on you. Yes, they do, if you're a beneficiary of the government. But what it means is that the government makes you a fishing boat so you can feed your family and maybe make a little money. And they give you a boat. Interesting concept. If you think about it, it's biblical. Think about that concept. You can give a man a fish or you can teach a man to fish. That's biblical. And I thought that was very interesting that they called them beneficiaries of the government, because in the United States, it's just a handout, it's welfare. And I think that a lot of the food pantries, they closed in 2019, 2020. We've seen that happen. And what if all the food pantries, what if SNAP benefits, EBT benefits stopped in the United States? Do you realize that people feel so entitled here that we would have a whole generation of people that would go absolutely ballistic? I mean, think about that statement. And maybe that's what our government needs to do. Instead of giving the fish, maybe we need to teach people to fish. It makes sense to me. That really, truly makes sense to me. Yeah. And I agree, ᴘᴚᴜ, and that's how it's going to be. That is exactly how it's going to be, is it will be them and us. The difference in that is they control the money, they control the banking industry, they could control so much. I think here in the United States, one of the biggest things we can do is invest in real estate, silver and gold. I think those are to invest in yourself is real estate, silver and gold. And somebody said copper. I can't remember who was on here, and they were talking about OTWP. Do you think copper? Yeah, you can get copper, but my God, you're going to have bags of copper to equal $1. Silver is a better benefit to people, and gold and real estate. But will they learn and figure out how to squash the real estate? I think that'll happen as well. Here in Colorado, the real estate market is off the chart. Houses that have been here for 20, 30 years, some that have been here since WW2, the little box houses, are selling roughly between $150,000 to $250,000. I think home ownership is going to become a very, very big obstacle here in the United States due to the real estate market getting elevated for whatever reason. And I think the reason is that you will be happy and own nothing. After being in Denver for the Broncos game, I'm living life. OTWP is all about adventures, but I'm still a prepper at heart. And I will be bringing news things like this that came up. I mean, we have Israel popping off again. There's so many things, and then the drones. But I think that we lost the battle here in the United States a long time ago. We've been hanging on by a thread, and I think the thread is about to snap. Yeah, but it's the concept, copycat. Instead of giving food to people, and it's a way of life, right? During the 60s and 70s, depending on how old you are, you may remember when people got welfare, they were very embarrassed. Now, there's no shame in no one's game. I'm not saying as a temporary fix or to help someone that we shouldn't have welfare, but for it to be a generational thing. And I know a woman in Nebraska that has 6 kids with 5 baby daddies. No lie, 5 baby daddies, 6 kids. And she doesn't care about anything because it all gets handed to her by the government. I watched her grocery shop. I was with her grocery shopping. And they got $1,100 of food. And she actually let the little kids just go pick up cookies and crackers and chips and bullshit and throw in that cart because she has no idea of what it's like to work to get those groceries. She gets subsidized apartment. She pays like $25 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. I'm going to get on a kick here a minute. Welfare is not to be generation after generation after generation. Welfare was originally started to give people a helping hand, not a fucking handout. Not a handout generation after generation after generation where, my grandma did it, my mom and dad did it, and now I'm doing it. And I don't care about how many kids I have, and I don't care to get married because I can get a handout from the government. I can get a free cell phone, free insurance, free dental, free medical, free everything. That is not the United States way. It's what we become. What's up, Ron? And what we become is a lazy ass people. We become, we can do this, we can do that. We become a consumer nation of bullshit products that break down. Why in the hell did I buy a new HP laptop? Okay, HP laptop, didn't even have it 6 months, and the same effing thing happened that happened to the old one, because they make it to break it. It's the same as our prison system. Our prison system is one of the largest in the world, and we incarcerate people. We incarcerate people because we don't give a shit about drug rehabilitation, about domestic violence. We have a broken system from the freaking beginning to the freaking end. It's all broken, and it needs to be dismantled and redone for the benefit of the people that work. Why in the hell should you, Ron Reno, or you, Devil Dog, or you, Ben's Over Acres, or you, Copycat, pay for these lazy-ass people that won't get off their ass and go get a job? Just saying. Why should we pay more and more taxes so that generation after generation can be on welfare? See? But yet I pay for medical out my ass, and I'm fighting still for my Navy benefits, and they don't give a shit. They would love for us to become a welfare nation. They would love the control over people. They would love for all of us to bow down and say, I'm not worthy. Why is it that I can go to any city around this country and get a job, but yet people say they can't get a job? You may not get your ideal job, but the old saying goes like this: get a job, make some money on your own 2 feet. If you don't like what you're making, educate yourself or start applying for another job before you quit that one. If we would fulfill all the jobs and quit raising a generation of lazy kids that think they're entitled to an iPhone 16 and a new gaming system every Christmas and a new car for their birthday, and make them get out there and work their asses off to earn it, maybe we could change things. But we have a bunch of entitled adults, entitled kids, a lot of Karens, and a lot of freaking assholes that feel that everything should be handed to them because we're U.S. citizens. That's not what the United States was built on. It was built on blood. It was built on sweat and tears of hardworking people, not just men, women, and children. During WW2, children went around and collected magazines and newspapers to raise money for the veterans and the GIs. If you think about where we were in the 1960s and 70s and where we are in 2024, it's pitiful. I remember riding a bike along the highways in Nebraska with my brother, picking up bottles out of the ditch to make a dime. And that's good, Melissa. You know, I don't know who you are. I really don't care who you are. Fake you. You mean fuck you? Let it out. There's no way, shape, or form that your bullshit will bother me in any way. I think that the thing is, is that people need to realize that we have got to get back to basics. We've got to get back to working for what we want, not just getting it. And I think that that is really one of those things that is really important. It's really important. I think that we have become, sorry I got riled up. I'm just so sick of people putting their hands out and thinking that everybody should foot the bill for them. It's not the way it should work. And it shouldn't work generation after generation. Now let me have some coffee and calm the hell down. Copycat likes when I get riled up. But you know, like honestly, like seriously, on a serious note, we all have to take responsibility for what's happening. It is the truth, Ron. But you know, I try not to get all riled up on YouTube anymore. I really try not to. Yeah, because they made it that way, Devil Dog. You know, the billionaires and the corporate greed is unbelievable. You know, and to put this out there, I know it's the time of the year and I give to nonprofits, I do. But I also worked for nonprofits and you all know that. And I couldn't do it anymore. I mean, I did it for a very short period again. I liked some of the nonprofits, but then when you look into them deeper, it's like, whoa. I mean, like when a director of a nonprofit is making 6 digits, high 6 digits, some of the biggest in the country, it's like, and people just continue to give to them, continue to give to them. And I think that the corporate greed is unbelievable. You know, I'm going to say this too. In 1984, when I was going into the Navy, I was working at a restaurant and I kicked ass there and I was making $500 to $600 a week. I have met people in 2024 that are making $500, $600 a week. 1984 to 2024, I was 18 years old and I have a birthday coming up. I'm going to be 59. And in 2024, there's people actually working that are only making $500 to $600 a week. Now, it's a little different with Social Security, but even that is highway robbery. I would rather invest in myself than give Social Security, another broken system, my money. We have the IRS that taxes us on everything and anything. And if you think about that alone, I used to go do the big antique shows and flea markets. You all know that, special event shows. They never came the tax man, and so we had to pay taxes on that way. It was like having a big garage sale, right? Then all of a sudden, I guess it's been about 5, 6 years ago, the tax man started showing up at these shows. And they would come around and give you a temporary tax permit for that show. So you're telling me that this is right. We'll just take an item. We're going to just say this bottle of freaking cologne. Okay, I buy it. I don't like it. I want to resell it on Mercari, Etsy, or eBay. So I've already paid taxes on this. I've already paid shipping on it. It's full. I didn't like it. I sprayed and I did smell-o-vision and I didn't like it. I want to resell it. Now they want taxes on this same bottle again and again and again. Just like in Missouri, I fought the personal. We're going to give you personal property tax. What do you mean personal property tax? Why am I paying, hey, Emmy, why am I paying personal property tax on something I already paid tax on, my vehicle, when I bought it? So every year, while it depreciates, I'm going to pay you more tax money. We have a broken system that is against the middle class and the poor. That is the bottom line. We have a SS system is broke because of the politicians having their sticky hands in the cookie jar. Yeah, because of when it originally started, Devil Dog. Each social security number was assigned to a person. It was set up like a savings account to be untouched by the government. It's no longer that way. It's a pool of money that they do whatever the hell they want with. But when you think about taxes alone, I'm so cute in my Navy outfit. I saw you. Copycat. I did a video. I think I did a couple of videos of me in my Navy military outfit when I was working on that plane, and I was holding up part of the ammo that we were loading. I think that's been on the channel for quite a while. And maybe at the school too, when I was learning how to chalk and pin F-14s, so that almost took my head off. Yeah. I guess I didn't pay attention enough in school. No, I'm just kidding. It was an accident waiting to happen. But, you know, taxes, it's the whole reason we broke away from Europe and people came to the United States. And it's really disturbing. Show me the money. That's why we're the show me state, Ron. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I have been missing some things about Missouri. The solitude. I thought that when I was there and then I was moving to Colorado, I thought that I was getting lonely out there. I had been lonely for years out there, honestly. Like, even though there's a body sometimes in your presence, you're still lonely. And I was lonely out there. Now that I've moved to Colorado and I have such a great support system, it's awesome. You know, I'm within an hour and 15 minutes or so from Denver. So if I want to go to the city, I can. But even going into the city, I seen things that I was like, wow, what they're saying, like about the 15-minute cities and all that, it's happening. But then I looked at real estate in Denver, and the house I sold many, many years ago that I built there in Aurora, just sold for like $750,000. And I was like, holy shit. And there's no yard. I mean, your neighbor farts or burps, you can smell it. Okay, it's that bad. And I see the way things are escalating and the way that the middle class is getting squashed. And one of the big things is taxation. And I think that's going to continue to the point that we just have a huge chaotic catastrophe event, you know. It's sad the state that the United States is in right now. I don't think, honestly, and I'm not trying to be the bearer of bad news, but I don't think it's going to change. I think that we're going to see things in 2025 that we never thought would happen. Yeah, the Boston Tea Party. And that's true. But if you really look back in what did happen, hey, Loretta, if you look back in what happened in the United States, think about it when that era was happening, Devil Dog, people would go west and then they would rush for the land. And if you staked it, it was yours. Now, with the titles and all that stuff, right? Do we ever really own the land? We don't. We don't really, and people don't get it. We don't, when there's a title to something, a warranty deed to something, we don't really, really own it. And that's why they have that piece of paper drawn up. If you look into the laws, birth certificate, title, your registration, all those things are so that they can make more money off of it. You know, tell me why, honestly, that you should be able to make money as a government agency off of a car that's a 1990 or a 2000 or even a 2013, even a 2017, 18, whatever year. Why should you be able to make money year after year by taxing the people on that? Don't pay it, you lose the land. No, we don't, because of taxes. Don't pay it, you lose the land. Yeah. And that land can be paid off in full. But if you don't pay the taxes, they'll get you. Slaves to the system. It's true. That's very true, Ron. Slaves to the dang system. It's like a big, vicious, what is it? Like a merry-go-round. And we're like holding on like this at this point. We're holding on with both hands and we're just flying. And it's not going to stop. I don't know. I was on FSP Copycat, and Joe, I think, is in a rehab center, Joe Morgan. And, we got to wish him the best and lift him up. If you want to drop your links, drop them now. Check out Angie Monzor. She's a new channel subscriber. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate your support for me and for Skipping 10. We love you. Check out Devil Dog. He just made, what'd you do, Devil Dog? You did something. We can do it, Devil Dog. I would love to do a panel in the evening. Of course, Christmas week's coming up. I'd like to stay in the cheery Erie. But we could do a panel right after the first of the year. I leave to go to the Philippines at the end of the month. I'm super excited to go back home. And honestly, wherever 10 is where my home is. And that's how I feel about it. 500, way to go, bro. Congratulations on the 500 subscribers. It takes a lot. People don't realize how hard of work YouTube is. YouTube's, I like YouTube, but not like I used to. I guess you all realize that because I used to have a program every single morning, day in and day out. Yeah, and that's true. That's true. Hey, Sandra, that's true. If you don't pay the rent, you get evicted too. And this is another thing I want to bring up. Have you all noticed in like the last, I would say like 5 years, no matter if you're paying your rent, paying a bill online, utility bill, insurance, it does not matter, that the companies are passing it on to you. So say you're going to pay $800. I'm going to give you an example. This place that I'm renting right now, I'm looking for a place to buy, and I've found some, but I'm waiting for 10 to get here. I'm going to actually let 10 pick out the house, which will be fun. It'll be fun for her and fun for me to watch her get to pick it out. But for example, I go to pay the rent here at this property that I'm leasing online. Take a guess in the chat how much to use my own credit card to pay the rent, how much extra they're charging me. I told the company, y'all are out of your damn mind. You're going to get a money order or a check or whatever, but I'm not paying it with my card. Take a guess. Hey, stepping in it. Take a guess how much I'm paying. Well, I won't do it anymore, but how much I paid 1 month in a fee to pay the rent that they added on to the lease. Take a guess. I was freaking shocked. Just to use my own debit card, how much extra they wanted. 25%. I don't think it would be 20. I don't think it's that high. It was almost $30. So oh, I guess you're right. It's almost 25%. You're right. That's crazy. That's absolutely absurd. And if you take into account the ATM fees, the fees to pay any bill online, and you add that up, imagine the person, the corporation, the greedy corporations that are sitting at the top, picking out your money. Maybe all of us should go back to cash. Loan sharking fees. That's about the damn truth, Ron. But think about this. If you take just 15 people and every week you're getting $4 per person for using an ATM, imagine the money that they're making sitting at the top charging these fees. And it's the same thing. The corporate greed is off the rocker. A convenience fee. I call it, let me do you without Vaseline. Let me screw you out of your money day in and day out. When I was in the Philippines, did I get banana chips with coconut? No, Tin makes, she takes the little bananas because some of them are like yay big, like, I would say like literally as big as a pin. and she takes them and she peels them, and then she puts them in oil. And I think the oil may be coconut, but what's really good is the rice wrapped in in some kind of leaf, and then it's sweet rice, and that's really good. Legalized robbery. I'll be back there, and I'm going to be doing some. No, they're not plantains. They're bananas. They're bananas, and there's definitely a difference, Ron, between the plantains and the bananas there as well. But I'm going to do something really interesting this trip, because we're going to mostly stay at the house, except for Valentine's. We'll be traveling back to Cebu, and that'll be a lot of fun. If I can talk her into it, we're going to parasail. We're going to go jet skiing. We're going to go swimming. We're going on the pilgrimage tour. So we have some fun things coming up. We're going to go to the ᴡᴟʟ, which is one of the, we went to the, what was it? The St. El Nino, the big Catholic church, but we're going to go to the ᴡᴟʟ, which is another one. And so that we can pray together over our relationship. And we're going to do a pilgrimage tour, which is an all-day event. So there'll be a lot of videos and stuff about that, which I'm real excited about. But the thing I'm going to do for the channel while I'm in the Philippines is, many of you have seen me in the past go on grocery hauls. Roughly, I spend between $50 and $100 a month on my groceries just for me now. So I'm going to do a $100 shopping spree in the Philippines to see what I can buy food-wise for $100. We are going to go to the major grocery store because I want to cook an American meal while I'm there. And the only place I can get that type of food, like, I don't think, I'm going to make steak and shrimp or chicken marsala. She loves pasta, so I may make chicken marsala, but I'm thinking steak and shrimp over the Barbie. And so I'm going to do a $100 shopping spree, groceries, in the Philippines when I get there, and I'm going to film it and do a grocery haul in the Philippines compared to the United States, which will be, to me, I think it'll be very interesting to see what I can buy. We also go to the fresh fish market and the fresh vegetable market while we're doing that shopping spree. But the majority of the food's going to be bought in one of their grocery stores. So I'm really curious to see the difference in the money between there and here. So that'll be a really fun live stream or video or premiere or something that I do, probably a premiere. It's easier to do grocery hauls as a premiere. But I'm excited about the trip. I leave in about, if you look on the channel right now, you can see the 3 live streams coming up: Tokyo, Cebu, and I'm almost home, or am I? And so those 3 live streams are going to be a definite. The times may fluctuate because of the time difference in Tokyo and also in the Philippines. But that was one thing when I was there in the Philippines. I would wake up in the middle of the night there, which is early morning here. And so you'll probably see some of those live streams again. Yeah, I'm thinking steak and shrimp, and to give her that American flair. And I'm going to take some spices from here over there, like Old Bay seasoning and some spices that I like to cook with, garlic powder, things like that I don't know if I can get there, and maybe some steak sauce. I want to see her face. I seen her face when, Melissa, we were at the resort last time, and I bought a rum and Coke, and she didn't know that it was rum and Coke, and she doesn't drink, right? I don't really drink that much. So she comes up and she goes, "Babe, can I have a drink of your Coke?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Bloop." And I was like, "It's rum and Coke." Oh, hot wings. Oh, that would be a treat. That would be, okay, let's put some food ideas in the chat. Like, what should I feed her? Jack needs more discipline from me. Philippine way with animals compared to the American way is way different. Not that it's wrong or bad. It's just different. They don't really take time to train their animals like we do. And Jack is very, very smart copycat. He's a smart dog. You love that Captain Morgan yourself. I'm out of Captain Morgan. Yeah, no, she knows I'm going to be cooking for her. But I think the hot wings might be a nice, you know. We could do shrimp on the Barbie. right? Steak, one steak split between us, shrimp on the Barbie, and then some hot wings. And maybe, I don't know, last time we had the big family event because of our engagement. We're not doing things like that this time. It's going to be more me and her, like, living together, you know, and we need to take these opportunities to see what it's going to be like when she comes here and we're under the same roof. And I just want to get to know what it's like to live in the Philippines, not just all the touristy stuff, right? I think that that's really important because my long-term goal is, and hers, just to share with all of you, is that we'll be here in the United States until I retire, 2 to 3 years, and then we're going to buy a house here in the United States, and then we'll do 6 months here and 6 months in the Philippines and continue to work on our property there. I have some projects I'm going to be doing, so I'll take you along with that. One of the biggest projects since I met her is to kind of fortify the perimeter, because there has been incidents where people that were drunk jump over the fence and are in the property while she's asleep. We're also making a typhoon room, and that's going to be twofold. It's going to be like a lockup security when she comes to the United States, and then that way we can put valuables and things that could get hurt by a typhoon in that lockup room with a metal door. It's a cinder block room. No, not until I retire stepping in it. She's coming here. That I'm leaving in about 35 days to go back to the Philippines. I'll be there for about 16, 17 days with the travel time. This time I'm going through Tokyo, and we have to fill out a Senemar first to prove I'm not married in the Philippines and she's not. And then once that's done, then we're registering the K1, which is a fiance visa. And then that takes another 3 to 7 months for that to come back. And once she gets approval that she has then after we fill that paperwork out for the K1 visa, the embassy will call her. The process is this. So that takes 3 to 7 months. Once that's done, then the embassy in Manila will contact her to set up an appointment. She has to go to a medical exam there in Manila. It's the only place you can do it. And then after that, she goes to a face-to-face interview in the embassy. And I will be flying back when we go to Manila to be there. If we get approved or don't get approved, whatever happens, I want to be there for her. She's like really happy. I told her last night I got pre-approval from my career, my job at the treatment center, that I'll be able to go for an emergency situation when that happens in Manila. And it'll be a quick flight. I'll fly straight through from Denver to Manila, be there for probably 4 or 5 days and come back. And then praying that we get approved, then she'll go home and pack. And then I'll fly her here. And then she'll be here. And then we have 90 days to get married from that date, which means we'll be together almost 2 years at that point. George, thank you. I went and checked the box, and thank you very much for the Christmas card. Anybody else that wants the Christmas card place to send it, anybody that wants to send a Christmas card, a letter, or a note to me, I do have a mailing address now in Sterling, Colorado, and it's on the channel. I really appreciate everyone being here, and I hope that this Christmas season brings you light, love, hope, joy. And I actually found t-shirts that said that. It's really cool. This Sunday is my mother's birthday. She's gonna be 82, so it ought to be fun. And I bought her a handmade, really beautiful birthday cake that says "Happy Birthday, Mom," to 82 more. I don't know if she wants to live to be 160. But yeah, thank you, George. It's sitting right over here by my TV, and I really appreciate your message, and I appreciate you, George. Even though we talk a lot of shit throughout the year, I really do appreciate you. I'm going to show you the intro, which will show you the Christmas... Oh, I might be able to show you the Christmas video. And then I'll see you all later. It's time for me to hit the gym and to get going. So I hope everybody has a great day. And I love you all. Big prepper hugs from here in Colorado to wherever you're at. If you want to stay and enjoy me dancing one last time, there's one more Christmas video coming out. And I think we have to have Christmas trivia. I really haven't had the time, folks. I try my best to get on here because I do love the OTWP mag, no matter how many of you are here or not. But my career comes first because YouTube's a hobby. That's what it is. It's a hobby. And I hope that you all understand that. I hope that every single one of you really has a blessed season and that you don't forget what it's really all about. Maybe we could learn a lot from Asia and other countries, that it's God and family and then everything else. Of course, it's nice to have money, but the world's not about money. It's about the journey. So God bless you from here in Colorado to wherever you're at. Let's take it out with OTWP dancing, and I hope you enjoy it.
When the sun's coming down, the song is singing.
hope everybody has a great day. Until I see you again, Merry Christmas, everybody, from here in Colorado to wherever you're at. Big, huge prepper hugs. Devil dog, take care of yourself. Everyone, keep on doing the dang thing. Thanks for being here this morning. God bless. Stay prepped. I need to go prep this hair. Bye, y'all.